Bonjour Jacques.
Bonjour Morten et bonjour la France.
Bonjour la France. Second day here at the little Seaprint Expo here in Lyon.
It wasn't that little, but...
No, it was actually 260 exhibitors on the Seaprint side, and then they have the what's it called, the CCO or something like that. It was actually the merchandise kind of side, or what actually is produced, and that was like more than 300 exhibitors, so total of 500 exhibitors here. Quite amazing.
I wasn't expecting it to be as big as we saw it yesterday, so yeah, a revelation.
So you did a lot of interviews yesterday, so was there anything that was like over the top?
Well, not over the top, I would say, but yeah, I did a lot of interviews in French, obviously, we're in France. And yeah, I kind of was amazed and happily surprised, actually. We did some interviews with some people that hadn't been on INKISH cameras before, so that was very exciting. And also some great conversations, for example, with the people from Koning & Bauer, CP which is a Belgian company, so I was very happy to meet them here. Yeah, a lot of novelties that we saw, so very happy, yeah, for a great first day.
I was so pleased because yesterday I saw Ludovic Martin for the first time in person, and I think I had a very nice chat with him. And what amazes me, because as we spoke about yesterday, one of the reasons why we wanted to be here at Seaprint is because we want to reach out for a larger French audience. And I don't know if you know that, but all the films that you did yesterday is now already subtitled in English and available on English TV, but also on LinkedIn, of course, right? And I think that we have, on these posts we did yesterday, more than 10,000 people already engaged with us, right?
I think that's what we do.
But isn't it amazing just to think of that, the way that we engage with people is, of course, virtually and physically. We just spoke about how nice it is to meet physically, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and as you correctly say, so, I mean, the objectives that we set out to come here was basically to discover France. And as you know, we discussed this a lot of times because France and the French audience, yeah, it's probably a bit special within Europe.
I don't know if it's a special audience in that way. I think that is when we look at Europe, there's so many languages, and some countries have a very strong focus because they are a smaller country. We need to speak different languages. But in the big countries like Germany, Poland, France, Italy, Spain, maybe it's enough to be very, very good at your own language. I spoke to a person yesterday that said basically that if you communicate in French, it's way better and easier to communicate because people feel way more comfortable doing it.
That's what I was trying to tell, that obviously they are special to me anyway and to us. But yeah, the French language is still very, very important. Well, in the French-speaking countries, so it's good that we are here and that we were able now to provide that as well. Yeah.
One of the things that I was a little bit surprised about yesterday as well was I spoke to Frederick from Koning & Bauer, and he said to me that the level of automation sometimes when it comes to AGVs and you get out is not as high in France as you see in other parts of Europe. At the same time, I was a bit surprised because there's a lot of web-to-print providers here at the show, right? Yes. Did you have a chance to look at some of them?
Not yet, but I mean, yesterday was the first day. We had a busy schedule, as you know. So I'm hoping to see some of those players here today and hopefully talk to them as well. So yeah, and I'll ask them those exact questions if they also are into the...
But not too long.
Not too long, yes. We have a rule, the 5-minute rule. But anyway, that's a joke amongst us. No, so very looking forward to the second day. Yesterday, I mean, that's what we said. We visited a lot of people like Muto, like Xerox. You know, not only the usual suspects, but and then I must say that even though we were maybe thinking it was like a smaller event. Of course, it's not the really big shows with multiple halls, but I was really amazed how many people are here, and also the vendors, really big vendors, have chosen to come here because for France this is one of the major shows.
And it is the first post-COVID show for France, so of course it's an important show.
So let me ask you, what were your first impressions then from yesterday?
I think it was great, and I was positively surprised also that, you know, coming from the Nordic, and I don't speak French, I was a little bit afraid, can I communicate with people? But I think, you know, the old jokes that French people don't want to speak English is totally wrong. Yeah. Because I think that when it comes to people relations, the language is just a small barrier, right? Because you try to get along with everybody. So I think it was great. As you also just mentioned, I think it's really great to see how many exhibitors is actually jam-packed in there, right? And there was a lot of people. It was actually, if I should say anything negative about the show, it was basically the scale of the food service. I mean, people were lined up for hours to just get a freaking sandwich, right? That was maybe not so good. And this exhibition center is away from anything, right? So, so we can't get the food. Jan is a vegan and he cannot get the food. And basically, you know, it's just annoying because when you work, you need to have food, coffee, you need to have those kind of things, right?
But, I mean, there will always be points that they will improve on. And I think, in general, I think they're doing a good job.
Definitely,
so, but,
definitely.
Absolutely.
And from a product perspective, you mentioned it very briefly, but we saw a world premiere yesterday from CP Burg. You want to explain what it is?
Well, it's a special sticker. For those who want to know a bit more about it, of course, they have to go to INKISH TV and
see the
look,
walkthrough.
Yeah, and see the walkthrough and see what it's all about. But especially, I said before, we met a lot of people that we haven't met before. CP Burg is one of them. So I was very happy to be able to talk to them as well in French. Some others as well.
You're bragging about your French.
No, and I'm not bragging, but no. It's also a Belgian company, so I was very happy also to meet a lot of new people, amongst them the general manager of CP Burg, who is actually French. So yeah, really good connections and super products as well that everyone can see on INKISH TV.
Today I'm actually going to make a walkthrough from the HP 2700, which is like a page-wide machine that was introduced at Printing United, and I think it has a European premiere at the show here. So I look forward to that, and we are definitely going to talk to a lot of people. I'm a little bit nervous that we are talking to too many people because we need to be finished with the editing before we go home, right?
Yeah, and that basically is the bottom line that I'm surprised about, that the number of big companies. Me myself, I'm having appointments to talk to ESCO, Blue Crest, a lot of other quite big companies. So they're all here. So that must say something about the scale and the importance that all these companies put on this print.
And I think it's funny because you even got text messages from some non-exhibitors asking, is it an important show? Should we have been here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Should they have been here?
Well, my personal opinion, maybe yes. It depends, of course, what markets you're aiming at. But for the French-speaking market, like France, but even in Canada, there's enough French-speaking people around in the world. I think this is a must attend. So depending on their profile they want to be at, I think this is a good one maybe for next year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah,
and,
you too.
We will have fun in there,
okay,
right?
absolutely.
Okay,
Thank
super.
you.
Thank you.
See you later, guys.